All right, what's going on, everybody? Y'all know who this is, man. It's your boy, Big Drewski, the one, the only. This is the Elevated Lifestyle Media Group podcast and video series. And today, we've got owner of Midknight Illusions, not only the car club, but the garage. Yes, the garage. And like I said, this is one of our interview series where we feature young men and women of culture. And, sir, introduce yourself for the people.
My name is Kevin Hicks, and like you said, I am the president of Midknight Illusions Car Club and the owner-operator of Midknight Garage. Thank you for having me on the show.
Hey, always good. So, since we're a family, we're just going to skip past all the good stuff. Midknight Illusions.
Yeah.
If people... We should give a little bit of a history and a background of that.
Yeah.
It started back in, what was that, 03, 04?
Something like that, yeah.
When we were rolling?
I don't know. We were down not too far from here. No, it couldn't have been 03. Or maybe. But I mean,
02, 03 maybe?
Definitely the inspiration came from my childhood, when you were out there doing it. You and some of your homies out there.
Right.
Basically, the whole premise behind my car club, Midknight Illusions, number one is a familiar name, because anybody can go out there and start a car club. Anybody who has a passion for vehicles and a collective group of friends, or maybe not even friends, but just people who share a passion for vehicles can start a car club. And, I had been a part of many, especially here in town, Team Havoc, or Team Havoc was definitely the first club I was a part of, and I was a part of them for quite some time. And then Uprising, I was part of them for a while. And needless to say, both clubs, both organizations are a strong group of guys, and I have good friends in both of them. Just a lot of things that you find that you do collectively is going to run into some problems. There's always going to be heads butting. There's always going to be a certain degree of drama.
Mm. Yeah.
And in Midknight Illusions is nothing different from that. I feel like the thing that sets me apart and sets Midknight Illusions apart is, I tell people that from the jump street. Come in if you have a passion for cars. I don't care what you drive. It can be a muscle car, it can be an import. Doesn't matter to me. It's all about the passion that you have for your vehicle. And you, as a person, being a down-earth and level-headed someone. Because at the end of the day, you come out either to a car meet or to a racing event to decompress from your week and to alleviate the stress. Not to be surrounded by a group of guys or girls who are going to build on that stress. That's just not the lifestyle, especially in the car scene, that I would want to support or that I want to surround myself with. So, my motto for life is live life to life's limit with no regret. And the people that I surround myself with, I tend to choose to find characteristics in them that kind of coincide with what I like to live my life by. Take chances, make mistakes, go out there and have fun, of course safely, of course. But just a kind of some more background on it. Your Midknight Illusions that you were with spelled way different.
Old school.
Spelled way different. Whereas the way I spelled it is kind of more of a play on words. Midnight spelled Midknight. Is a symbolism of course, the nighttime. Because a lot of the activities that we are involved in happen at night.
A lot of nighttime activities with the fellas.
Right, and some, of course, during the daytime. You have autocross events. I want to give a shout out to LasVegasCarMeets.com. Great page, especially for information with things that are current going on in the street scene. So, but yeah, a lot of our events happen at night. Night, Knight, symbolism of a brotherhood, which car scene is all full of people who are tight knit, such as a group of knights. And illusions, you know, don't take things at face value because you never know. You never know what could be lying within.
A lot of sleepers out there.
So
a lot of sleepers.
That's the history on the car club.
So now that we've seen the car club progress, and we've seen your progression from your car club days into now finding that passion about your vehicle and getting into the aspects of that tuning, upgrading, and this and that. When did you find yourself more behind the wrench?
Okay. That had to have come from owning my first car, definitely. My uncle was a master mechanic, and anytime I had a problem with my first vehicle, which was a 94 Honda Excel, horrible car, ugly car, but it got me from where I was at to where I needed to be. And if there was a problem, it was actually a stick shift, because I learned how to drive stick on that car. And I remember the clutch went out and needed to be changed, and I had to wait. That's one thing about me, is if I can learn how to do something myself, I don't want to wait for somebody else to do it for me. So I got my Mustang, my first Mustang, and I wanted that to be a symbol of me. I feel like the car that you drive is kind of a reflection of your personality, or at least it should be. People have differing opinions on that, but there was a specific instance with a business. I'm not going to mention any names, but driving that Mustang down Boulder Highway, I lost my brakes completely. Pressed the pedal, went to the ground, had no brakes whatsoever. And at that time, Boulder Highway switched to 55 miles an hour, so I was going at a pretty good clip. I pull into this establishment, and at that point, I had no formal schooling or anything like that, but I kind of knew what I wanted. And they looked at the vehicle, they quoted me like $1,400 to replace the whole braking system. And in my mind, all I wanted them to do was flush the fluid and give me a new master cylinder cap, because it was all swollen. And they told me they couldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. So I got in the car, drove it to my house.
With no brakes?
The emergency brake. I just, And the next day, found a shop, called them, told them what I wanted, bring the car there, drove it. And all they did was change the fluid and gave me a new master cylinder cap, and I left with brakes. So that was just one of the initial things that fueled the fire as far as me wanting to take that leap and kind of learn how to do things myself. And I lost that Mustang to an accident. So I got my Mustang that I have currently, my 01 GT. And, I'd always been interested in working on cars, very mechanically inclined. I did go to school. I went to UNLV for a semester before I deployed. And hospitality management, what I was going for, but it was a passion of mine, but ultimately not what I really saw myself wanting to do for a long period of time. So I enrolled at ATI, and apparently, which, I've gotten confirmation, but I'm not 100% set in stone. I am the first, if not one of the first students to graduate with all 8 ASCs, technically as a master technician, before I even finished the school. So that's a plus, just because, honestly, if you go to school for something and you're interested in that subject, you will tend to do better because you're interested. If you got, as long as you have that drive to start with, everything else just falls in line. I have all my ASCs, even my advanced engine performance certification, my 2G smog license, which is diagnosis as well as being able to conduct a smog test. And so now I'm just trying to gain referrals from the people that I've been working with for years now, having building my steady clientele, and pretty soon I will gain some more experience working at a dealership, finding my own storefront, and just continuing to offer people a reliable source of repair. Because a mechanic is a bad word for a lot of people. They feel like they're going to get taken advantage of and everything like that. And I will be the first one to tell you that there are people out there that will do that to you. It is about you as a person. I mean, unfortunately, you cannot control the actions of others. You can't control the honor and the morals of other people. I choose to align myself with passing on knowledge. Anybody whose vehicle that I work on, I always take time to take a picture of the parts that I'm replacing, offer to give them back to the customer, and I walk them through the process because, like me, some people are interested in knowing what is going on and understanding versus just hearing what's happening. People learn different types of ways, so I try to provide those things to my customers because ultimately that's what I want, and I'm not going to hold that information from my customers. So that's the basis that I built my business on is providing understanding and good service ultimately.
Now, when did you start business?
Let's see, the 1st of April was my official, when I actually received my business license. But I have been wrenching for 5 years now, getting a little bit of everything experience-wise, different vehicles, different systems, different repairs. I mean, anything from your standard brake job to full engine swaps or cylinder head work. Anything and everything. I've kind of
pretty much you do it all now.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal here is to kind of be a one-stop shop. And I mean, down the line, I have this outlandish business plan, man, to change the market, dude, to completely change how you have your vehicle serviced. People love choice. People love choice. People love convenience. And if you can take both of those items and make it into a successful mechanic business, I feel like that'll be you'll see when it happens. You'll see when it happens, basically.
Ooh. Well, there it is, y'all. Master mechanic, owner of the Midknight Garage, based out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Where can we find you at? Social media plugs, email?
You can find me on Facebook. You can search Midknight Garage. You can email me, midnightgaragellc@gmail.com. Anyway, anyhow, there's always a way to find me.
There it is, y'all. Once again, we're going to wrap this one up. This was a nice, quick interview series. The Green Rush interview series. We didn't get into the green because we are rushing, but hey, y'all get it. This is one of the other faces that we're going to need you guys to look out here for in the near future. A lot of stuff is going on right now, and it seems that the further we get into the double-digit 20s, the 2018s, 19s, 20s, it seems like a lot of young men and women of culture seem to be wanting to get into their own bag and secure it. So everybody look out. That's the face. You hear the voice. Once again, this is your boy Big Drewski, Elevated Media, LLC, the Elevated Lifestyle Podcast, and thanks for watching.